It has to count down, and it has to count down. Well, actually, it doesn't. I add it so you can do it with or without. I like the countdown because I think it looks cool. But honestly, I'm about to take it away because it's kind of irrelevant. Like we just are doing it.
Jump into it anyway.
Yeah.
There's no timed event. Yeah.
But you know what? For those of you listening, we were talking about something, and it was essentially podcast consumption, right? Like most people aren't, I feel like, watching your podcast on YouTube. They are listening to it, right? Yeah. Is that kind of how we all consume podcasts?
Yeah. I mean, that's how I consume podcasts, but then I have like clips. I love clips on Instagram. That's what the video is good for.
I think that's what we all love, right? Like the clips are, I don't want to say why you do it, but like that's what people find fucking sexy. They want to see clips.
Mm-hmm.
And there's magic to the clip. It has to be like 30 seconds. If it's longer than that, people fucking don't want to watch it.
Greg's got a pin board. It's in his room right there, and it's like the formula to the perfect clip. All the like little red pieces of yarn.
Was it It's Always Sunny where Charlie has the fucking board and he's like convinced that the male is a conspiracy? Yeah. That's what I do. No, I'm just kidding.
Not enough string in the world. Ever.
Have you ever like wanted to I've been watching a lot of crime shows where they like have like the ballistic mark and they'll have like the string that's like up and down so you can see like how the bullet traveled. That would be kind of fucking dope to do, right?
Did you ever watch Dexter?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of blood splatter. It's like, oh, the knife was here, and then it's just all the red.
And like he would know where the blood would spray, or maybe that was in one of the prequels or the sequels. There's so much Dexter.
Of Dexter?
Yeah, there's a lot of
new Dexter stuff out, and I only watched the original. I didn't
so Ben, did you watch Dexter?
I did off and on, but I could never really get into it. I tried. I really did.
I'm honestly right there with you. Like
it was a gem of a show. I mean, the end, just like most shows, was not amazing. But I don't know when they brought it back how that went at all. So I won't even speak on it. But I love Dexter. I'm good for not finishing shows, and I did finish that one.
Those classic fans are gonna be going bananas this whole time while it's releasing new stuff. So good for them. I can be happy for them.
Also, I want to say this because it just popped up on my screen. Not that either of you probably care. Ben, you might care because you're in Florida. But the Jags just traded Tank Bigsby to the Eagles.
Wait, wasn't that the blind white the black blind
I believe
supremacist?
that was Clayton Bigsby.
Oh, Clayton Bigsby from the Chappelle Show.
Tank Bigsby was like one of the best running backs on the Jags, and the Eagles just fucking picked him up, which irks me.
Go Birds.
Anything back?
What's that?
Did they give anything back?
They got a 5th and 6th round pick in next year's draft. Yeah.
Does that count still?
Yeah, right. Like, that's really next year.
Anymore.
So you give up someone good, and then so anyway. Ben, welcome to Daddies the podcast, man. Thanks for
thanks for having me. I am really grateful. I'm glad the internet connected and everything worked out.
We were having some technical difficulties, but it's not uncommon. We've been here before.
We just aren't going to talk about the thing that I'm sure was the thing that was crashing us. Greg insisted on talking about this medical procedure, and we just won't talk about it.
It starts with a B,
and it rhymes with Roblox, sort of.
Maybe it could.
Eminem could make that rhyme.
Dude, was it Eminem who was like, "No, you can rhyme a whole bunch with orange"?
Yes.
Okay.
I think on 60 Minutes or something.
Yeah. And he said, "No, you can't take it at face value." You got to appreciate Eminem, man.
Best rapper alive.
T-Pain with Hanson.
Is Eminem the best rapper alive?
I think so.
I mean, I guess that's subjective, or is it?
Is.
Yeah.
He would say that he probably is.
But, oh my gosh. If we're doing like a top 3, top 5, I feel like he's right there. He'd have to be, I mean, everybody everybody from the 90s is going to scream Tupac, which is going to be right there. And even like Nipsey and Biggie and stuff like that. A bunch of amazing people.
But was it Biggie or was it Tupac who only had one album? Or did they both only have one album before they were murdered?
Tupac had Tupac. I was more of a Tupac fan.
So maybe it was Biggie only had
more than one. But here's an unpopular opinion. Maybe it's not unpopular, and this has been said before. They're really, really popular and the best ever because they died. I'm not saying that they weren't great when they were alive, but it immortalizes you when you die. When you die, when you're on top. How about this? Heath Ledger, Dark Knight. Like, that movie was a good movie. It was a really good movie.
Yeah,
but
it's
when
still
he
amazing.
died, it still is. But he died, and that movie was just like through the roof because of that. I think that there's something to that.
I'll tell you, my favorite, or one of my favorite Heath Ledger roles,
Brokeback Mountain.
I wasn't going to say Brokeback Mountain. No? I was going to say, The Patriot.
Okay.
With racist ass Mel Gibson's, yeah.
I never saw that.
Really?
I never saw The Patriot.
I used to watch that movie all the time as a kid, which I realized probably wasn't age appropriate to, it's a very over the top, gory. It's a super depressing movie. Everyone fucking dies nonstop.
Okay. Good for the kids. Good for a family flick.
I'll tell you, I've never seen Brokeback Mountain.
Me neither.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal. I love Heath Ledger, but I've never watched it.
You just don't love them together.
Well, I think I was too young when it came out to like sit down and watch Brokeback Mountain. You
can't just say that you used to watch The Patriot when you were a kid and say that you were too young to watch Brokeback Mountain.
They are two very different movies. Like one has a lot of clapping and one has a lot of cheeks getting clapped. So like they're two very different things, right?
That's true.
But like when Brokeback Mountain came out, do you remember? I mean, the shitstorm that it stirred for whatever fucking like everyone just felt some sort of way, which is so fucking stupid. But they did. So maybe we'll go back and watch that.
Well, listen, I have a question because this weekend I went to a concert of a band that I don't really listen to. Greg, you know who it is. So I went to go see Falling in Reverse. And
I'm glad. Ben. Okay, yeah. Keep going.
Do you know those guys, Ben?
I will say, Bad Girls Club was like a song for me, but then like it was just like. Ronnie Radke, I will say he's. We're all human. I can start there. I hope. I hope it was a good show, at least. I really do.
So, sure. I mean, so it fucking rained the whole time. The whole time. I had a poncho on and I still was like soaking wet even underneath the poncho. I won't say I'm not a fan because I just don't know the music. So it was just like, oh, there was some performance and flames and...
Okay, so Ronnie Radke was...
You're going to have to actually just fill me in.
He was one of the founding members of Escape the Fate. I think that was kind of, or was Blessed? No, it was Escape the Fate. And then he started Falling in Reverse years later. Escape the Fate, very similar, like kind of like that, mid 2000s, like super like emo, screamo, dude, if you heard any band on Rise Records, like it was Escape the Fate, like it was just that kind of music. I think my beef with Falling in Reverse, and I don't want to say anything because Ronnie Radke will come and just fucking kill all of us.
He'll be there.
But I think with him, I don't know if one, that's truly his personality, or he does it just to get like it's just rage bait. Because like he has people on the internet that they love him or they hate him, and like he's always beefing with Chris Motionless from Motionless and White. Like you'll always see Ronnie Radke pop up and just fucking
little dance.
But was the show was it good? Did he?
Let me tell you this. So me going in not knowing anything at all. I wore a black shirt just like kind of on accident. I didn't put any thought at all into what I was going to wear. And my wife wore a pink top. I saw one other woman in the entire place wearing a pink shirt. Everyone else was wearing like black or some dark shade shirt.
And I told you because, look, I'm not this type of person, I swear, but I think y'all were too old to go to a Falling in Reverse concert.
Okay, no. Listen, hold on. This is the meat of what I wanted to get to.
No.
I was not the oldest. I wasn't even close to being the
No?
oldest person at this fucking show. No, not
I
at
can
all.
imagine.
And I swear to God, this is, if it's not Juggalos, this is Juggalo adjacent. Is
Sure, that's fair.
Can you get behind that, or am I
That's fair.
crazy?
No,
Because I
nope.
was talking to other fans, because we went with a couple of other friends. They were already there, and I tried to say that, and they were like, but I think because they were fans, that they didn't want to be like, no, I'm not a Juggalo. I'm not calling you a Juggalo, but everybody there is like 1 degree away from just being a Juggalo.
Well, I think,
That's
okay,
it.
so you think about like the Juggalo movement. You have what, ICP, Twisted, Cottonmouth Kings, fucking, who's the other one?
What's the band that does like those cover song, or like the horror movie songs? Ice Nine Kills. Are they
Ice Nine?
Juggalos?
I don't think they fall into the
okay.
Juggalo.
Okay.
It's all of those bands on
It's a certain
Kill. What is that record label? They're all on the same Kill Murder or like they all drink their Faygo. And but there was a time when
Psychopathic Records.
Yes,
okay,
they're all there. I don't know, Ben, if you had, do you have FYEs or like it used to be called The Wall here in Delaware, just music shops.
We had the FYEs. They're usually in like the malls.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I remember going there when I was much younger, and they were like, hey, we had to lock up all of the ICP albums because they're encouraging their fans to steal. And so they locked
discount.
Yeah, right. Because that was the only way people were buying those albums. No, I'm just. I think it's fair to say. So, Falling in Reverse have a following. They have a huge fucking following. They really do. They really do.
I was trying to be careful to not make fun of them while I was
absolutely
there.
not. Do not go to a Falling in Reverse concert and make fun of Falling in Reverse. But I'll be the first one. Like, I just don't like them, and I don't necessarily agree with what Ronnie Radke says. I'll just leave it at that.
And that's fair. I mean,
right?
I think that's a fair statement.
They
do have some stuff that I would think that would make the show good. I didn't know they had like pyro and everything too at the shows too. So they're adding in like different elements to make it, I guess, more entertaining. And that sounds cool too.
I feel like, is that when you go to a show, right? And we're talking like a show that's not like just like you're like a local band or like a kind of small club, but like if I'm going to like a stadium, am I expecting pyrotech, like, right? Like I want to see shit explode. I want confetti to fall
behind the band, man. That I can go with.
Like, I know a lot of bands will do the confetti that falls. 21 Pilots, they're good for having a lot of fucking confetti. Eric and I just went to a show on Broadway. They had the confetti fall from the, and I'm here for that. Like that's cool.
Did you feel like euphoric and almost like fancy too?
Oh yeah, and then you just leave and it's all in your hair. It's all over your shirt.
You take a piece of Broadway with you.
Yeah, we took it home with us.
Streets.
Now, Ben, you play more shows than obviously Eric and I do. Have you ever been to a show where a band was using pyrotechnics?
I will say, like, Slipknot was my first introduction to it, but of course that was like Rockville, so they had the stage ready for it. And they do that all the time, but no like local, no Daly's place, nothing around here like it has pyro like that. The lights, fog machines, stuff like that. But I definitely would want to see maybe more bands trying to use it. Why not? In like cool ways.
I think that here's a new thing. I think that the bands should just do it themselves off the books, have the drummer take rubbing alcohol in their mouth, spit it out, and just light it while he's drumming, right? Well, maybe some of it lands on the drums, and as he hits it, his drumsticks catch on fire.
I'll tell you. So I don't know if it's like so smoking is a perfect example. The only person who's typically allowed to smoke is the singer because it's part of the show. Like that's why if you go to a concert and you'll see the singer smoking, he's typically, or she is typically, the only one that's allowed to do that. And I know that because Matty Healy from the 1975 chain smokes the entire fucking set. So every time you see him live, this dude is just fucking. I don't know how he does it either, but he'll go through like 3 fucking packs. Yeah.
He's got him in different places. He just pulls them out of each time.
And he says he uses it to punctuate a sentence. He's like, I wish I could quit, but it's so easy if I'm talking to just light a cigarette and kind of use that as my like way to transition from this song to this song, or this part of the song to this part of the song. And like, but only the singer's allowed to do it, which is fucking crazy because it's part of the show.
Yeah, but aren't they all part of the show?
But I guess it's the way that, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Like, I know people can't but obviously everyone smokes pot when you go to a concert. Everyone's fucking, there's weed all over the place. People are vaping. You don't see a lot of people pulling out cigarettes and smoking anymore at concerts, I feel like.
No.
You know, it's all vapes.
Although let me lane change a little bit to what I did the next day after this concert. I'm so tired from doing stuff this weekend. If I do a thing each day in a weekend, I'm spent. I'm just useless.
Oh, yeah.
So yesterday and Sunday, we went to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair. And speaking of smoking cigarettes, our friend that we were there with, I think he bought like 4 cigars, and I don't know how many of them he sucked down. But apparently, you could just smoke cigars anywhere there that you would like. Like, you're outside, and it's Pennsylvania, so you're allowed to just smoke. And it's kind of gross. It's definitely gross. And so I feel like I kind of smell like a cigar still.
Cigars? Like, I love the smell of cigarettes. I love smoking cigarettes. But I know, but as, we know that smoking is bad, right? Like, it just is. Those of you listening, smoking is bad. We all know that, right? No one's in denial. But the thing is with cigars, a cigarette you can smoke in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? A cigar, it's like, well, I have to dedicate a long fucking amount of time to smoke this.
Let me ask you this. All right, this is another cigarette thing. I don't know why I have so many cigarette things. Yeah. I don't enjoy smoking cigarettes.
Brought to you by Camel cigarettes.
Have you ever seen? Okay, I was driving behind somebody today on my way home from work, and they had like the new driver. Thank you for not beeping at me, which kind of made me mad. I was like, well, like, that's how you learn. Like, if you're driving like really bad, I'm going to beep at you and let you know that you're driving really bad. I hope you get there still. I don't want to be a dickhead. But I recognized, I thought about this. Have you ever seen somebody smoking a cigarette while they're driving, but they're like a timid driver? I don't think so. I don't think that you see, like, I'm picturing some nerd, which I'm a nerd, but like I'm picturing some nerd like, oh gosh, I don't want to know if I want to make this turn. And he smokes a cigarette and blows it out the window. Like, I don't think that exists. I think that only cool people smoke cigarettes.
Is that
we are not.
I mean, so I don't know. That's hard, man. Like, I don't see a lot of people smoking cigarettes when they drive anymore either. I just really don't see a lot of cigarette smoking, you know?
Yeah, that's also true.
It's a dying thing because everyone has just moved on from lung cancer to popcorn lung, you know? You just replace one with the other, right?
With a lot of colors.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, Ben, speaking of concerts, let's talk about your music, right? So, Lifted Riffs, correct?
Yeah.
So talk. Yeah, look at that. You got the you got a nice little background. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's a very much of a joy of mine and a passion. Really, I love what we do. We started really kicking it off in November of like 2023, and by that January, which is actually that Bowling for Soup thing right there. It's signed by the band in January. They Bowling for Soup pulled me on stage. Jared pulled me on stage to play Girl All the Bad Guys Want. And it kind of just like, and I happened to have a Lifted Riffs shirt on. I was trying to represent, didn't know it was actually like gonna happen. And it's always everybody's dream to kind of get pulled on stage. And then from there, it was just like, I can't let that feeling go because it was just such a strong feeling of, man, this is their whole life all the time, bringing joy to all these people, including me, who, like, when I talk about it, I'm still like shaky about it. It's really a fascinating thing. And after that, I couldn't give up. I couldn't let off the gas. I didn't want to. I still don't. And now we're like further into it. We opened for the Dolly Rots. We opened for First to 11. We're actually set to open for the Haunt November 2nd. We're playing at Radio Jacks too, at Jackrabbits in Jacksonville, and it just kind of full circle, bringing it back home to kind of where we would play and people wouldn't show up. Everybody who would support you, it's just like the band and the band's girlfriends, and like there's 12 of them. Now we get to open for them. They're playing, the Haunt's playing with Escape the Fate. I know you mentioned them earlier, and doing the after show for Louder Than Life. So the fact that we're even on the table is, it's still a mystery. It's still magical. So I'm just riding that feeling of it. But I just want to just touch as much as we can with it and write as much good music as we can and just inspire. And we're recording with Roger Lima of Less Than Jake, the bass player and singer. I guess they co-lead vocals with Chris. But super inspiring guys. They're on tour right now, I think, doing a winter circus. They just did the summer circus, so super proud of them. Hopefully, once they come back, we're going to try and record some more. We got another song coming out in about a month from now. And then we're just going to try and just start leveling out the playing board and then open everything up to an EP or LP and just let it go and see what happens.
So, I'll tell you, Less Than Jake, they are one of my favorite bands to see live. And there was a point in like the early 2000s when if you would see Newfound Glory live, you were getting Less Than Jake as the opener. If you would see Good Charlotte live, guess who was opening? Less Than Jake.
Perfect.
And they are so fucking fun even 20 plus years later to see. I don't know if it's just something about ska music that's like so fun to watch.
It's fun to play too.
Yeah, right. It's just fun. And I think like even if the songs are sad or whatever, it still is just uplifting. Where if you listen to like just a straight depressing song, we were talking about the 1975, if I listen to a sad 1975 song, I feel sad. You know what I mean? But like ska just makes you happy. So how did you get linked up with them to record? I mean, that's pretty fucking cool.
I was moving from Jacksonville, Florida. I wanted to just change it up. Like I was in Jacksonville, we started the band, we had a foundation, but I wanted to open the avenue to like more south and west. And I happened to find Gainesville. Me and my girlfriend moved out here, and it was just this like one after the other little scenario of like meeting these different people and working these different venues and getting these chances. And First Magnitude Brewing, they play there a lot. They have their own beer that they have. I actually have some of the cans over there on the table. But I happened to be selling guitar pedals just to like try and get by and try and make sure like, hey, what could I sell to just like make sure that I can play music and not work for rent? You know, like what could I get by with? It was like $20 pedal, and he met me at the Publix. I didn't even really know if it was really going to be him or not. Cause like I looked and it was like, okay, if he says it and like everything, then I'll move forward with it. But I'm not gonna try and fangirl it. And I asked him straight up, like, do you play music? And I was trying to get him to talk about it. He's like, I have Rehasher, my own band. And I'm like, and like please say it so I can talk about it. Please. I don't want to be the first one to talk about it. And then when he said Less Than Jake, I'm just like we want to record with you. He's got the Moat House Studios where they've done a lot of recordings as well. And that's where we're at. So we've got 3 songs now. Well, we want to go ahead and try and get the album through them too. It's just so much fun.
So let me ask, what pedal was it? Do you remember? What did he buy?
It was a green. It was like, I know it wasn't Joyo. It was one of those like Amazon.
Yeah. Like the Donners or like the.
I don't know if it was Donner or not, but it was just like a green, just like overdrive. It's only like that big.
Yeah.
Pedal, tube pedal. And he was just like wanting it. And he's like bass player too. And he's just like, it just happened to work out. He's got this whole wall of just like pedals, like a whole section of them. And it's so cool. So
Greg would love that. Greg's a pedal slut.
We were actually talking about music before you jumped on, Eric.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But I think that.
And that Reverend guitar is awesome.
Yes. I showed him my new guitar.
Oh, yeah. You pull that out every week.
I do, yeah. But I said you don't appreciate it because
I don't
whisper to it.
Yeah, right.
Do you sleep with it sometimes?
I do.
Caress its neck.
I got a stand for it finally.
Okay, good. Was it just sitting on the floor?
No. It was hanging on the wall, but I got a stand so I could put it down. But I think stories like that are really fucking cool because it shows that like it doesn't matter how famous you are, like how you like interact and meet people. It's always like I don't want to say like the weirdest ways, but it's like really fascinating how we all get linked up. I think we got linked up because we shot an episode with Ryan from First to 11.
First to 11. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's how we got linked up. But like we also got linked up with him. I can't even like it's like crazy how you meet people, you know?
A tangled web.
It is a tangled web. But like
no. You never know what's going to happen. And it's so organic and it's so like every band that always makes it, there's always that one song that they're like, oh, it wasn't even going to be on the album. And then there's always like, oh, we didn't even know who he was. And then he just happened to be the guy. And it's
right.
But it happens. It really does. But you don't fight for it. It just kind of just organically happened. And I don't know if it was luck, but whatever it was, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. We're writing good music. We released a ska song of our own, which was Say Something. And now from there, it's just joy and fun. And they're having so much fun, dude. I love watching them play. And like you said, after 20 years, Less Than Jake is still just bouncing around. So much joy. And with Buddy and JR, Matt, everybody feeds off of each other and then just creates that and just gives it to the crowd. And it could be ska, but it is always very uplifting. It's not like melodramatic. Ska has that feeling of just happiness. Even if, like you said, it's a sad song, it leaves you on an uplifting resolve instead of just this downward. So I love that.
I'll tell you, it's interesting. We had we did a crossover with Jarrett and Gary from Bowling for Soup and their podcast, and when we reached out to Jarrett, I did early last year, right? And he was one of the first when we first started. I don't want to say we were desperate, but we didn't know what we were doing. We were reaching out and just hoping that someone would respond. And 9 times out of 10, they didn't. And I told Jarrett this, he was one of the first people to actually respond. And what he said was, hey, we have a lot going on. We're going on tour right now. Hit me back up in the winter. And I thought that was him just being like, oh, what a nice dude. Like, he's just like saying no, but he's kind of like not saying no. And then winter rolled around. I think it was like, like the beginning of November or something. I hit him up. He's like,
Chris didn't even wait till the official start to winter.
It was November. Right?
Oh, I never wait. If they tell you we're not going to book until September, I messaged you in August.
Yeah, right. It was like November. And I hit him up and he said, hey, yeah, we're home. Do you want to shoot a cross? We have the Rockstar Dad show. Do you guys want to just do a crossover episode and we can just do each other's show? It'll be the first time we've done that. Mm-hmm. We air the show on Adobe Radio. So we were all like, yes. I mean, like, fuck yeah. And then it's funny when I told him, I was like, I thought you were just being nice and saying no. And he was like, honestly, I've gotten really good at saying no. And he said that he learned that from having a conversation with Chris of Less Than Jake, that like, hey, at some point you have to be comfortable. Like, you can't just say yes to everything to please people. You have to be comfortable with saying no. So he's like, when I told you that, we would do this later in the year, like, I meant it. I just couldn't do it right then and there. And I thought that was really cool. Instead of just like, we get a lot of people that say, oh yeah, message our agent. And then their agent's like, fuck no, like they don't want to talk to you, but like,
effectively, what Greg's saying is saying no is saying yes to yourself.
Hashtag William Hung.
Yeah.
Yeah, William Hung said that once.
Even with like asking him to, because I had messaged Bowling for Soup and I had messaged Jarrett before their show. It was Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. It was like January 2024, sold out show. And I mean, how amazing was that, first of all? So I'm showing up to that. I had messaged before. And he never gave me like a legit yes, but never gave me a no either. So I'm just like, well, I'm going. So I got the VIP ticket. Turns out you had to get the VIP and then still get the actual ticket. So I showed up with just the VIP and the lanyard and stuff. And they're like, that's not enough. And I'm like, Jarrett is like he told me, he's the one that sent me the link too.
I know him.
But I didn't want to say that because then I'm just like egotistical and just like,
yeah.
And she just worked it through and was just like, I got you, honey, and made it happen, got me in, still did the VIP, got to see, I think it was Rob and Jarrett playing the acoustic VIP set. And then you get through the show, get through the photo shoot, they sign the stuff, everything was just so great, and that was perfect already. I was already fangirling, like, that was the best day, you know? And then it was just like, we watched the show, I can kinda see their set list on the stage a little bit, 'cause I was, like, right in the front. And he skipped over Girl All the Bad Guys Want. And I immediately went for my phone, and my phone was dead, and I'm like, "You've got to be absolutely kidding me." Because if he did message me and say something, I there it is, I don't have it. We get through the set, the 2 songs from last, he literally points at me in the crowd, and is like, "Are you ready? Did you get my message?" And I just froze, dude. I'm like, "There's no fucking way he's talking to me." And I'm like, I'm wanting to look around, I'm just like,
Who,
"Okay."
you?
I took out my phone and held it up and clicked the battery thing, and it popped up with the dead sign on the phone. And he just, like, laughs into the thing, and he's like, "Well, can you do it? Are you do it?" I didn't even know what he was gonna have me play or anything. He's just like, "Well, come on up here," and then everybody's freaking out, and just, like, I turned this way, and the whole crowd just went. And I just ran. I ran as fast as I could. The security guard went to go help me on stage, I jumped over it. Like, I just jumped on the stage. And dude, like, slip-on Vans and everything, my own shirt, like, it was just, like, this perfect little moment. And they put his own guitar on me. Of course, it's all the way to my knees. And, like, trying to get it all set up, micing me as they're doing that and trying to get everything ready, and I'm just like the whole time, I'm just like, I don't even know what to do or say, and then just that open D chord of just as they have it in drop D, just that open chord, and it just and came back at me, and I'm just like, "This is real, like, this is." They didn't turn me down. They left me at, like, this is his master volume for the lead part of the song, and it just wrote. He interviewed, there's a little clip on our page, and we have it where he's just all I could get out was just, "I'm terrified." But I couldn't even say, like, "I'm terrified, but I'm excited, and thank you," but, like, I'm just terrified. And then just started the song, and it just was every dream. I getting into the crowd, we've got some of the photos, like, right here. I put them up
Oh,
on
yeah?
the wall.
Oh, sweet.
But just, like, as a dude, that means that's the whole world. Like, having that, having the stuff from Lit Sound set list up there, from the same show because they opened for them. And it was just like a perfect night for like that kid that wanted to be a rock star but didn't know. He wasn't sure. He's like, I don't want to be a rock star. I want to play music. And then that was that moment where it was just like the cross was just like, boom, this is what you could do. You could be like that. You could be like them. And then it leaned me towards Gainesville and Less Than Jake. And it was like two perfect inspirations and motivations and representations of the fact that you just bring joy to people. You have fun and you can do it for as long as you want to. And you can still do it to this day, and they all do. Everybody's just enjoying themselves. And that makes me so happy that they could do that for me and for us. But that's just another day for them. And I know that. But it was perfect. It was a real day for us. So it was like after that, we just skyrocketed and kept going with the band. And I don't think we've let up since. It's been really fun.
Isn't it cool though too, like, because now, like, I'm sure you guys follow each other on social media, and like you have that line of, like, I've had a conversation with Jared about the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, like who, like,
Oh, cool.
like I have like random conversations now with people that like another example is like I grew up loving Scary Kids scaring kids, and like now that we're like friends with Puyan, like
So cool.
that's fucking to be able to just talk to him. And we had him on, and he told us all about like
Yeah.
like his story, and like, and now we communicate with it. Like that's just fucking
5
cool.
years ago, you would never imagine. You would never. You would never guess if future me came here and said I was talking to all these people. I'd say, "Get the fuck out of here."
Stop.
Future me is clearly addicted to meth and lying.
Yeah.
My money now or something. I don't know.
Yes.
But I think too, for this is Greg wisdom, but for people listening, right? Like you have to you have to know that you're gonna get like rejected a lot, and it's going to suck, and just keep fucking doing it. You got to do. I think it was Mega Ran that said it best. Like, you have to do it just for you. Like, you have to do it because you love doing it, or not, or if not, like, it's just not gonna work. You know?
All day. Like, if they say no, that's them. At least they had to say something to you to say no. So it's like when you play that follow-up game. I mean, I've done sales and stuff too before this, car sales, gym memberships. I've done real estate too. But then I took all that and just went banned. So like following up with people, it's just what you do if you really care about, like, I want this more than I want to sleep, more than I want to eat, more than I want to hang out with anybody or my friends. Like, I want the band to be successful. I want to bring joy to people. But that only comes from the discipline of trying. And that's all you have to do. And in reality, trying is doing. When you're actually reaching out and the worst they can say is no, the best thing they can say is something you don't even know. Because yes isn't the best thing they can say. Come on stage or hang out with us, or we'll record your next songs, or like there's so many different things that it's like that's not even the ceiling. You don't even know what it is, but if you never open the door or at least knock, you're never going to know what's in there. And I always
Shit.
want people to just push for that. Young people to push for that.
When
It
you put
means
it like
everything.
that, it's like, why would you not try? Like, the benefits greatly outweigh the down, like the
We're
negative.
always on our phone. We're
Yeah,
always
right.
there. Just send it. Just get it done. Try.
And
it.
like, yeah, if someone doesn't respond, you follow up, or you just move on with your life, or whatever. Like, I think that, so even now, I think it's gotten, as we've kind of progressed and we've kind of know how to communicate with people, but like, we still get people that just don't respond. And I don't know why that irks me more than someone saying no. And especially if I see like seen, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, that means they saw it, they've read it, and then they
You
just
don't like me.
Yep.
That's okay.
And you know, like, I
But
get
it's
it.
not.
Like,
You don't know.
or a lot of people use AI to do like AI generated responses. I know I messaged Philip from, he wasn't Story of the Year now in Goldfinger, because I loved Story of the Year, and it was like the generic, hey, unfortunately I'm super busy right now doing my other endeavors, best of luck, or something. And it was like brought to you by
Endeavors. Who the fuck says endeavors?
and, well, it said brought to you by whatever AI.
Yep.
Oh, because it's
So he
probably
probably
built into
programmed that to
Instagram.
say, hey, any message I get that has this keyword or this phrase, just send them this message. And I was like, okay, like, whatever, that's cool. You know, it's fine. But I do think that, like, it can be defeating sometimes, but it's just
can.
part of it, you know? It's just part of it. And
It is.
I mean,
There's got to be a drug or like a class or something that you can take or do to get better with receiving rejection.
I think that's just called like weed.
Weed.
Xanax.
Xanax is probably the one.
Well, I mean, because if you're already in that mindset of like, I don't give a fuck, man,
Yeah.
it's like that's how you shoot off those things of just manifestation and attraction. You already have to be in that state of it happened. I don't care. I already let it go. I sent the message, and that was me doing all of the feelings at once and just letting it out of my life, out of my head, out of my heart. And then if it comes back to you, which I feel like if you put the right ingredients and sauce into it, you know, if you put the right thought into it and then love, it will if it's supposed to. And it will when it's supposed to. And that's a hard thing to, for me at least, to accept, is like the patience of things. But you always got to at least try to send it. Just go for it.
I mean, that's, yeah, like, I think of, sometimes I'll reach out to people and I won't hear back for months, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I'm like, wait a minute, like, this
hit me
person said yes. Or like, we'll have agents now from people reach out to us like, hey, we want so and so to come on your show, like, is that cool with you? And like, that's how we meet. Like, we had someone on last week, his name's Napoleon, and it's this device called, so think of the Rubik's Cube, but it's called the Wow Cube, and every square is a screen, like a legitimate screen, and it shows like an image. You can play games on it. We would have never heard of that, like, you know, if someone didn't point someone in this direction because of something that we probably sent out a while ago to someone else.
It's not a
You
no.
never know.
It's a not right now.
Yeah.
Think of it like
That's
that.
the amazing thing about it. And like I said, it's not ever. It's like they have their whole life and your whole life for them to get back to you. You're not where energetically you might need to be actually ready for that opportunity. Because there's a difference of like, I want it, I need it, and being ready for it and like already like hunger for it. But I mean, even with like the Haunt show, I sent out a bunch of emails trying to open for bands. We're trying to open for Wheatus at Heartwood Soundstage at the end of this month on the 30th. We're trying to open for Red Jumpsuit in November on the 19th. Bowling for Soup in December, which it wasn't a no. Once again.
Right. You got it. You're doing it. You know
doing
that's
it,
what
man.
you want to
Yeah.
do. Living the rock star life, right?
Trying to.
You're
I
doing
don't
it.
like to think so.
Put it out there into the world. That's right.
And you just let it go. And it worked out. November 2nd, I think it's us and then Velvet Chains and then The Haunt. And like I said, they're doing the stuff with Louder Than Life and with Escape the Fate. So just like so many big names, just like right there on the cusp. It's so cool.
And then also, so Say Something, right? So that's out now.
Yep.
So, and how can people listen to that song?
It's technically, I would say on every platform. I would say if it was on LimeWire and stuff too, that'd be awesome. 'Cause that's where I definitely got my first CDs from my sister.
Because, yeah.
Nickelback from LimeWire, just
destroy the family computer.
Plenty of times, plenty of computers. We all did. There was too many of us, so they were done for. But Apple Music and Spotify, I would say, are just like the biggest two that seem to be the most attracted to that people go to. But I like that we're on Tidal and even TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. It's kind of on every platform that decides to keep opening and stuff. And we're actually going to take our time and put it on SoundCloud so we get on that side of things too. So
Every time I hear SoundCloud, I just think of SoundCloud rappers. Where did I hear that joke? Like, it's like, oh, I'm a SoundCloud rapper or something.
I think that was the easiest platform just for them to just like bam, 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 and then just throw them out there. And one lands, and then it's Mac Miller or Post Malone, and then it just you never knew.
Rapper.
Well, and SoundCloud, I feel like, is what Pure Volume kind of used to be, right?
Okay.
Like, because Pure Volume used to be like, that was the spot for music. I remember going there and hearing, I mean, back in like the MySpace days, Pure Volume was like where you would hear those up and coming bands. And I feel like SoundCloud is there, but there's more than just like emo music, like there's everything on there.
Yeah. I've heard good things about Bandcamp as well. I feel like they're starting to do like Bandcamp Fridays.
Yep.
So we really want to try and get a part of that. Shout out to Bandcamp, obviously.
Yeah.
And Bandcamp.
Shout out Bandcamp.
There's so many different places and avenues that help out bands, especially local independent bands like us. And so we really love trying to use those. So we're really going to try and go down those little just avenues to try and give back while also getting back what we might deserve as artists and musicians, which I think that's a big thing that people hopefully will see is like, this is our whole life. It is every moment from waking up to going to bed. We're just like constantly like, if I think of a riff and it's just going to sit here and do this all day till I take out my phone and do a voice memo, but then I've got to take that and garage band it. So it's like, it's constantly music, or you're booking, or you're doing flyers, or you have a show, or you're doing an interview or a podcast. Shout out. Thank you guys for having me on. But it's just like, you never really know, but it's just like, it is a very go, go, go life, but it's fun. I love this stuff. I love bringing joy. I love the opportunities it continues to bring. It's so much fun, man. I love it.
Yeah. Ben, you got a great mindset for it. Keep pushing towards your goals and making good stuff. Just continue to make good stuff and good things will come to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I hope everybody likes Say Something. I was working with Roger Lima with Less Than Jake, and I think he did a beautiful job with the production and mixing and mastering and stuff. I honestly love it. I think it is exactly who we are right then at that moment, and that is what makes us unique. That's what makes us us. So as we capture those things and we all get those ideas and just keep them flowing, there really is a magic that starts to happen, and you feel like one of the boys. Like it's like, I get to actually, he cares, and it's like, even like the people that follow and stuff with Instagram, it's a small thing maybe for them still, but for us, it's massive when they actually take the time to just give a little sliver of that busy, super life to say, hey, like, I hear you. Not yet, but it could happen. But keep doing what you're doing, do better, do more, try harder, make something of yourself as you come along that. Don't just wait for that one thing. Don't stop moving and find it along the way of that journey. And that's the fun part about it.
This has been very motivational. Greg,
Yeah,
I think I want more podcast responsibilities. Can I help on the podcast somehow?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks,
Greg,
Ben. You've really inspired Eric to
because Greg does everything.
Yeah.
I'm kind of just here.
I just tell Eric the times to show up and who we're talking
sometimes
to.
I remember to show
and
up.
sometimes he doesn't even do that. But
just
Ben,
getting connected.
yeah, right. Ben, thanks again for joining us. Make sure to check out Lifted Riffs and Say Something, available now on all streaming platforms. Thanks again for joining us, man.